The difference between Shakyamuni Buddha and Amitabha Buddha. Who is greater? Welcome back, everyone, to Mind Podcast. In terms of spirituality, when asked whether Shakyamuni Buddha and Amitabha Buddha are the same Buddha, many people are unsure how to answer. However, if you read through the information shared below, you will definitely be able to provide a quick response, as these are two distinct Buddhas. One is a historical figure in Indian history, and the other is a Buddha that appears in Buddhist scriptures. Let's explore the differences between these two Buddhas. Learning about Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha, also known as Shakyamuni Tathagata Buddha, or the founder of Buddhism, was a real historical figure and the founder of Buddhism. He was confirmed to have existed in history and lived on earth. He was Prince Siddhartha Gautama of the Shakya kingdom, now part of modern-day India. He was born around 624 BCE as the crown prince of King Suddhodana and Queen Maya. It is said in the scriptures that to find a path to end suffering for humanity, Prince Siddhartha renounced his future throne, left behind a life of luxury, his beautiful wife, and his newborn son to live a life of asceticism. After 6 years of ascetic practices, he attained enlightenment, discovering the cause of suffering and the way to eliminate it, which he called the middle way, a path that avoids both extreme indulgence and extreme self-mortification, a common practice among Indian ascetics of that time. From then on, he was known as the Buddha, meaning the awakened one. For 45 years, from the time of his enlightenment until his passing at the age of 80, Shakyamuni Buddha dedicated himself to spreading and teaching his doctrines throughout the Indian subcontinent. The details of his life and teachings have been remembered and compiled by many generations of his disciples after he entered nirvana. After Shakyamuni Buddha passed away, generations of his disciples recorded and compiled his teachings into a systematic collection of scriptures. In Buddhism, there is the concept of the three Buddhas of the three periods, representing the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. Shakyamuni Buddha is considered the representative of the present Buddha and the master of the Saha world, who manifested in the human realm to teach sentient beings. He is revered with titles such as the founder of Buddhism, Tathagata, and the world-honored one. Learning about Amitabha Buddha. Unlike Shakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha is the most venerated Buddha in Mahayana Buddhism. The name Amitabha means infinite life, symbolizing boundless lifespan, and infinite light, symbolizing boundless light. Amitabha Buddha is the master of the blissful Pure Land in the western direction. During the life and teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha, he introduced his followers to Amitabha Buddha and his Pure Land, where he teaches and transforms sentient beings. According to historical records, Shakyamuni Buddha, after attaining enlightenment, possessed extraordinary abilities that allowed him to use wisdom and supernatural powers to accurately perceive the workings of all phenomena and human activities in the universe. Through this capability, he clearly saw the process of Amitabha Buddha's cultivation over many lifetimes and the environment and lifestyle of sentient beings in the Western Pure Land, where Amitabha Buddha is the master. Shakyamuni Buddha taught that if one wishes to be reborn in the Western Pure Land after death, one should live a virtuous life and diligently chant the holy name, Namo Amitabha Buddha. Then, upon death, one will be reborn in the Western Pure Land, where they will continue to cultivate alongside others under the guidance of Amitabha Buddha until achieving enlightenment and liberation. How to easily distinguish Shakyamuni Buddha and Amitabha Buddha. After understanding the differences above, you can identify Shakyamuni Buddha and Amitabha Buddha through their distinctive features, hand gestures, and the accompanying figures depicted with each of them as follows. Distinctive features. If you are a follower of Buddhism, you are likely familiar with Shakyamuni Buddha's appearance. His distinctive features include hair that is either styled in a top knot or coiled into small curls. Shakyamuni Buddha is often depicted wearing a yellow or brown robe draped over one shoulder. If his chest is exposed, there is no swastika symbol on his chest. He is commonly shown seated on a lotus throne with a cranial protuberance on his head and his eyes partially open, gazing slightly downward. On the other hand, Amitabha Buddha is often depicted with spiral hair curls on his head, eyes looking down, and a compassionate smile that conveys his vow to save all beings. He wears a red robe, symbolizing the color of the setting sun in the west. The robe may also be draped over his shoulder. Unlike Shakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha often has a swastika symbol on his chest. Hand gestures. The easiest way to distinguish Shakyamuni Buddha and Amitabha Buddha is through their hand gestures, mudras. Shakyamuni Buddha's hands are usually positioned in various meditation gestures such as the Dhyana Mudra, meditation mudra, the Dharmachakra Mudra, teaching mudra, or the Vajra Mudra, diamond mudra. Additionally, he may hold a black or blue bowl, symbolizing his role as a teacher. Amitabha Buddha, on the other hand, is often depicted standing, with his right hand raised to shoulder height, palm facing outward, and fingers pointing upwards. His left hand is at the level of his stomach, palm facing outward, and fingers pointing downwards, with the thumb and index fingers touching to form a circle. Alternatively, Amitabha Buddha can also be depicted sitting on a lotus throne with his hands in a meditation gesture, his right palm resting atop his left palm, and his thumbs touching to form a circle, or with his right hand raised and fingers pointing upwards in the teaching gesture, while his left hand remains in the meditation gesture. Accompanying figures. Shakyamuni Buddha is often depicted with two main bodhisattvas, Manjushri, who stands or sits on a blue lion to his right, and Samantabhadra, who stands or sits on a white elephant to his left. Amitabha Buddha is typically shown with two accompanying bodhisattvas, Avalokiteshvara Guanyin standing on his left, holding a willow branch and a vase containing pure water, and Mahastamaprapta standing on his right, holding a blue lotus flower. Who came first, Shakyamuni Buddha or Amitabha Buddha? There are many questions regarding Shakyamuni Buddha and Amitabha Buddha. However, since it is now clear that they are two different Buddhas, the question of who came first remains a topic of interest for many. To clarify, according to folk traditions, Amitabha Buddha appeared before Shakyamuni Buddha. Based on folk traditions, it is believed that Amitabha Buddha appeared before Shakyamuni Buddha. Amitabha Buddha is one of the most revered Buddhas in Mahayana Buddhism. When Shakyamuni Buddha attained enlightenment, he possessed the extraordinary ability to use his wisdom and supernatural powers to perceive the workings of all phenomena and human activities in the universe with great accuracy. With this ability, he was able to clearly observe the process of Amitabha Buddha's cultivation over many lifetimes, as well as the living environment and daily lives of sentient beings in the Western Pure Land. Therefore, it is evident that Amitabha Buddha had existed long before Shakyamuni Buddha appeared. When Shakyamuni Buddha appeared in the world, he introduced Amitabha Buddha to his followers. Additionally, according to Chinese tradition, the three-period Buddhas are commonly depicted with Amitabha Buddha representing the Buddha of the past, Shakyamuni Buddha representing the Buddha of the present, and Maitreya Buddha representing the Buddha of the future, indicating who appeared before whom. Who is greater, Shakyamuni Buddha or Amitabha Buddha? In Buddhism, many disciples often wonder who is greater, Shakyamuni Buddha or Amitabha Buddha. There are differing opinions on this topic. Some believe that Shakyamuni Buddha is greater because he is the founder of Buddhism. Others argue that Amitabha Buddha is supreme, as he is described as the foremost of the Buddhas of the three periods and his boundless virtues are immeasurable. To address this question, it is often said that there is no single greatest Buddha in Buddhism. Each Buddha has their own unique connection and karmic relationship with sentient beings. Those who believe in Buddhism, do good deeds, and diligently practice according to Buddhist teachings will attain enlightenment and be liberated from the suffering of the Saha world. They will then be able to enter the Western Pure Land and live joyfully in a state of purity and tranquility.